The story that I'm telling you about today speaks of a young man. His name is Lorcan. And he has inherited the cup. And he makes a deal with Satan for a better life. At age 22, in deep, dark despair, Lorcan followed in the footsteps of his childhood Fedarig. He summoned the devil. He smiled with satisfaction as the roaring fire brought warmth to the unforgiving night. A wind blew through the open spaces, stoking the fire, making the rock walls of the castle glow red as Hades. The relentless ocean waves gouged at the cliffs like the hatred clawing away at Lorcan's heart. He shivered and moved closer to the fire, closed his eyes and called out to the one he feared, Diablo. He raised both arms high in the air. Come to me, Diablo. Sitting down on an ancient stone, he waited amongst the wind and the fire's hazy shadows that danced on the eroding walls. He closed his tired eyes only for a moment. Lorcan's shoulders jolted, and he jumped away from the red embers, pushing back tightly against the cold ancient wall. A dark figure stood motionless at the fire pit. Who are you? Pointing, Lorcan's voice quivered. Where did you come from? And what do you want? Identity hidden by a dark hooded tunic, a soothing voice called to him. You know who I am. Lorcan, it is you who summoned me. I am here, my child. Speak. What is on your mind? Lorcan filled his lungs with a deep breath, like he was about to dive underwater and edge closer to the figure that he believed to be Satan. I hate this dreadful life, the people, and this land. I deserve better. Shouting and stretching out his hands, an unscarred face, a body that will live forever, all that I can eat and drink, and the love from the fairest maiden. Lorcan ripped his cherished Mammy's locket from his neck and threw it toward the foot of Satan. What will you give me in return, my son? What do you want? Lorcan choked as a tremendous gust of wind took his breath. Your soul to the devil. The red embers erupted to life, creating an image of two dueling shadows on the rock wall. Lorcan, my son, Satan called as the tunic hood dropped and a pair of demonic eyes met the tired, empty eyes of his newest dark angel. No one can serve two masters, for a slave will be devoted to one and despise the other. I must be your only master. Do you understand? Lorcan nodded in understanding, remembering the love for his mammy and the hate for his accusers. Every year before the Day of the Dead sunset, you will fill that cup. And Satan raised one hand and pointed to Lorcan's ancient pottery cup. You'll fill that with the blood of a believer. You want to please me, don't you, Lorcan? And what if I don't? What then? Lorcan challenged as he glared into the fiery chasm of Lucifer. What then? Satan announced in a commanding voice that shook the rocks loose from the walls. You will be the source of great suffering. Your soul will be mine to do with what I desire. Lorcan awoke in the dull, dark, overcast morning. Rain blew through the open spaces, soaking him, yet he felt more alive than ever. His body didn't ache, nor his stomach complain. He stared at the ancient cup, and immediately the dream spiked through his mind. The fire, the master, the covenant. He looked at his hands. Yesterday they were useless, and now they were firm like the hands of the blacksmith. He ran to the pool of water that formed around the hearth and waited to see his reflection. The scars, the melted skin on his face, gone. He jumped up and ran wildly into the nearby glen. His legs never felt so strong and true. He fell to the ground, clutched the grass and the soil, and cried out to an empty field, "Master, I'm here to please you. Thank you, Master. Thank you."